Stop edging us. I'll edge you however much I want. Who are you to decide when the edge is over? How do I get horror fruit? Do I really have to fucking open the interactive map just for fucking... It's starting to look like that's the case. Why couldn't Amir ask me for raw meat? I know how to get raw meat. $215 for fucking fruit? This is a scam! I'll remember you. Yeah, I already forgot his name. I feel like I did not go about this the right way. Where the fuck? Oh, it's all Nilo's fault. How are all of you doing on this fine and pleasant morning? It's definitely morning. That's how days work. Morning is when you wake up. It's dark outside, Pookie. I know. I have eyes. It's morning if I say it's morning. You don't make the rules. I do. Why big day? Every day is a big day when it's a day you spend with me. All right, Singzhou, I believe in you. That's fucking pathetic. What the hell? What do we do next, chat? We're not doing IT. I don't want to do it. Maybe we can do a chill little Ask Zajef segment. As usual for the Ask Zajef stuff, right? We start by quickly going over. Before that, let's get this shit out of the way. This is my advice if you're gonna be playing Versa a lot. Okay, advice number 1: this slider should be here. You guys can ask me questions. Why are you so handsome? That is a good question. You think it's reasonable to think that Sigros is the best 4-star in the game right now? I think it's reasonable, but I don't think I would agree with it. Right, the reason why Sigros is still very meta relevant to this day is because they haven't really tried to knock her out. They haven't really tried to give her real competition. Who's the best 4-star at the moment, in your opinion? I'd lean towards Chevreuse. It's probably Chevreuse. But then again, I think there's a few strong contenders. The main contenders for it right now, in my opinion, are Chevreuse, Bennett, Sucrose. It's probably it, actually. I do think that they're not the only strong ones, right? Like, obviously, Fischl, Eonson, very, very good characters, but I don't think they're quite on the same level as these three right now. The thing with Fischl is that with the witch buffs, what she's providing is like actually really fucking high now. But Inefa's release gave Fischl really powerful competition. Isn't C6 Ino much better than Eonson and Fischl C6 for their best teams? Fuck no. What? Does Versa C2 change anything about a rotation? With Versa C2, you never need to do the manual charge attack anymore because the extra time it takes to do all the additional mini bars kind of fills out your rotation. If you only have Llama and no other Nullcrack characters, is Columbina still worthwhile to pull? Llama has some good teams, just that like Hyperbloom. But the problem is that you don't get Ascendant Gleam or a lot of lunar damage in those teams. She doesn't really function as a way to solve lunar shell content by herself. So if you're thinking about getting Columbina for Llama, it's not because it makes the team that much stronger. It's because it enables the team to deal with lunar shell. Like, it does still make the team a bit stronger, and I do think it can be worth considering. I don't think it's as important as if you have Inefa by herself. Does ER do anything for Zabai? The thing about Zabai is like her like unique resource generation is like a little weird, and it's a little bit slower than her animation length. Playing Zabai without burst is gonna feel like walking behind someone who's walking just a little too slow. Because like you'll finish your N4 and you'll need to wait like half a second before you can use the enhanced skill. Rotations that have burst effectively don't have to deal with that because you just burst right after entering your stance and you make it so that, well, you're giving the slow person that walks in front of you a bit of a head start. By the end of your field time, you've basically caught up to them. So Zabai's burst isn't really something that costs you animation time. Even if the burst is like worth using and feels nice to use, it's not doing a lot of damage. So you don't really want to sacrifice other stats for ER. In other words, you can think of ER and Zabai somewhat similarly to how you think about it on Versa, where like it's nice, it helps, it's not like a major important stat. And Zabai is a lot less saturated on defense than Versa is saturated on attack. Do you think Fearless in the next stage in Onslaught is doable with only one lunar team and no Hydro DPS, no Skark? No, but maybe there's something I'm overlooking. I just don't know what the fuck you're gonna do about this one. Can't Hyperloom double Hydro deal with Crab? That's a lot of HP, man. If you were in charge, how would you design the Cryo Archon kit for 7.x? Oh, good question. I've just had the actual genius idea, and I wanna hear your thoughts. Lore-wise, the Tsaritsa's whole thing is like frick Celestia. You know what Celestia is? Archons and shit. And what do Archons have? They have the ability to give people visions. I don't care how factually accurate this is. Imagine if the Tsaritsa's kit debuffed your team's EM. Like if she was anti-reaction, but gave the reactions like an alternate effect. Lunar reactions, but Russian, you get it. Genshin was so peaceful before Mawika. Yeah. Not Cry 4 stars feel like Inazuma ones. Holy shit. That's an actual fucking take that I can get behind here, man. Like, Yahoda is just Not Cry Sayu. Talks about third cryo character for Shenhe. Is there a chance for 4 cryo? There is, but only if, like, whatever new character forces you into doing burst damage, because not generating void rifts for normal attack skirk is a death sentence. If you don't have void rift generation, you need to do burst skirk. Burst skirk is worse than normal attack skirk. Is Inefa worth pulling if I'm already super invested into the Nefer team with C2R1 Nefer, C2R0 Llama, Nahida C0R0, Columbina C0R0? She can be, because with that amount of investment into the Nefer team, you can probably clear Dire with Ino. And then maybe getting Inefa allows you to have, you need to clear another Dire boss. But if you really like Nefer a lot and you want to just have her team be the strongest always, then it wouldn't be worth it. I don't know if there will be multiple shill bosses for Lunar. Yeah, that's fair also. What do you expect to be the hardest boss for the next Vision Onslaught? I think it depends on what you have on your account. I mean, okay, in a team that has good AoE, you kill the Anglers, which have 18% HP, and that makes him lose 20% HP. So it's basically 1-to-1, as long as your AoE is good enough to hit all 4 Anglers at once. And if that's what you're doing, then he's basically just a boss with 12 million HP. It's like this, but without the 600% attack buff, basically. I don't think Skirk is going to be able to properly AoE them. It one-shots after 30 seconds if you don't break the shield. Well, break the shield then, idiot. I think that depending on the account, any of these 3 can be the hardest. I think that generally Shock Trooper should be the easiest of the 3 for most people. What about Molani? I'm not sure. Depends on how cooked it is for Mona to break the shield, I think. Because Molani ain't breaking this fucking shield. And if you're not breaking the shield, I don't think you do any damage, right? Apparently, this is how they're positioned when they spawn. Skirk is never hitting all of them. Like, if you position yourself behind this one, Skirk hits these 3 probably with most of her attacks, but she's not hitting this one. 3 is half as good as 4. In case you guys didn't know, that's how math works. Yeah, who should work well? Like, if they're groupable with Kazuha, Arlecchino should be fine. Burgeon without Llama just doesn't have the DPS to deal with this, and Burgeon with Llama is a Llama team, so, I mean, it's already a Lunar team. You don't, like, it doesn't fucking matter. So for non-Lunar stuff, what actually gets through this? Varessa probably does. I could see Molani with Venti doing it, actually. Yeah, I guess the Llama teams without another Nalcry character don't do Lunar damage, they do normal damage. Llama teams that don't have another Nalcry characters would be able to do it. Lina Videt, probably Mawika, probably Arlecchino. Does Razor get there? Shao with his AoE, that's a good one. During post-release today, Klugi. I need to know what I can answer to this. How about a death threat? He's dead, I believe. Okay, Durin? Durin? I shouldn't have believed. Mawika could never. Alright, that's all I'm saying. Inefa would hit that. Inefa would hit that too, you're right. Because she's not a fraud like Durin. But Durin is cuter than both of them. That's fucking cope, actually. What the hell? Have you seen him? You know what? That actually makes sense. You're probably just fooling yourself. Or maybe we'll record one of the Ask Zajefs for Shilona and Versa today. Anything but Durin post-release? Yup, you get it. Who cares about Durin? See, this is why I'm not doing... Because, like, actually, who the fuck cares about Durin? Yeah, I think we'll just keep doing ley lines. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm not gonna sneeze. I lied. Thank you, Insane Mash. Merry Christmas to you as well. Thank you for the really kind chat. Instead of saying paid chatter to the nice message, to instead use a kind and nice emote. Like Glad. Dancy even. I'll accept a Dancy. No, I will not be accepting Pregario. My partner got me a Mawika keychain for Christmas. Should I break up with them? I'm an Arlecchino main, by the way. No one saw that. Nobody saw that. Or are you saying shooting stars out of nowhere? You're reminding me to go mine a shooting star as an idle activity on RuneScape? That's what you were aiming at. A new chatter would never be so mean as to say something like that. Bro, my rotation! During school, if this is you, you need to realize that you are literally throwing money at Hoyo for no reason right now. I don't know if I'll ever spend those Genesis crystals. Please just give subs instead. Like, at least that he's gonna gift now. Oh no, I get that. Alright, but whatever, man. My steak is too juicy. What can I do about it? I have 70,000 primos for some fucking reason. 17,000 Genesis crystals. You might have spent more money on my Genshin account than I have. You pull for every single character if you have so many. Do you think I'd have so many if I pulled for every single character? Alright, let's count the 5 stars I skipped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In Columbina Inefa teams, who does more damage? Generally, Inefa does more. There's like specific setups where Columbina can do a little more, but it's generally more Inefa. Is it worth getting Columbina Inefa to carry her team? Something like Beta Durin last slot, maybe? Especially because I have no other Lunar team. If you want to be able to play Chaska in the short term, that's probably a good idea. Just as a whole, Chaska is not that strong. If content is shilling something specific, and it's not what your Chaska team is doing, it's basically going to be impossible. Right? Like, if you look at the bosses, if you're not playing a Chaska team that is, like, these shills, you're not getting through it. You could also consider just going for cons on Chaska. Chaska does have some pretty good early cons. As, like, a long-term decision, it might be better to go for cons, because once the lunar shield stops, it might be other stuff that gets shilled, and if you have C2 R1 Chaska, you might be able to brute force it even with teams that aren't what's getting shilled, but honestly, you might be able to brute force it with Columbina Inefa anyways. Thank you for the raid. I refuse to say your name because I don't wanna out myself as someone who speaks French though. Fuck, he died during my burst animation. I wanted to see the number. Oh, I can't. Alright. Listen, do you think Columbina is more restrictive than Maoika in terms of how much of her kit is available to be used as a generalist support? I mean, I guess in a way, because, like, if you're using Maoika as a support, you kind of can get all of her kit. She just does less damage. Playful shushing. Who the fuck shushes with their fingers so far away from their mouth like that? Deep contemplation.